shift our focus to more breaking news coming in with regards to the violence that broke out in Shivamogga. Now we have a reaction coming from the eyewitness who said that Prem Singh, the man who was stabbed, he was stabbed for spotting a tilak. Just for spotting a tilak, the eyewitness says, is why Prem Singh, the man who was stabbed amidst the war of posters that broke out in Karnataka, Shivamogga. That's the account as is being put out by the Shivamogga violence eyewitness. Let's quickly listen in first up.
भाग रहे थे घर पे, उसमें 20 पकड़ लिया, उसको टीका वगैरह सब लगाया था, उसको मालूम है ये हिंदू है करको, उसको पकड़ लिया है। पकड़ने के बाद उसको चाकू मारा है, पेट में चाकू मारा है। पेट अभी उसको हालत बहुत नाजुक है, अभी ऐसा नहीं है, अगर 10-15 दिन का डॉक्टर बोला है। भाग रहे थे घर पे, उसमें 20 पकड़ लिया, उसको टीका वगैरह सब लगाया था, उसको मालूम है ये हिंदू है करको, उसको पकड़ लिया है। पकड़ने के बाद उसको चाकू मारा है, पेट में चाकू मारा है। पेट अभी उसको हालत बहुत नाजुक है, अभी ऐसा नहीं है, अगर 10-15 दिन का डॉक्टर बोला है।
Well, the Karnataka police has already arrested 4 people in connection with the stabbing that took place in Shivamogga. This happened on Monday itself, and the 4 arrested have been identified as well. Now, he's been stabbed, and the eyewitness says that he was stabbed for spotting a tilak. He was wearing a tilak, is when the attackers identified his religion, identified the very fact that he's a Hindu is why he was stabbed. Now, remember, this was also taking place at a time when 2 groups clashed after one of them tried to replace Savarkar's portrait with that of Tipu Sultan's at the Amir Ahmad Circle. And that is when the entire episode took a violent turn. The police thereafter did reach the spot. They detained as many as 10 people. 4 people have been arrested. But what the eyewitness now says is also extremely important. And Deepak, this is indicative of the kind of hate that underlies this very episode. The eyewitness says Prem Singh was stabbed merely for spotting tilak. That's how they identified his religion.
Well, at this point in time, the police, of course, have registered an FIR in this regard. They're investigating the matter, and they're saying that all aspects will be looked into. Firstly, whether this was a planned event, whether there was any sort of political party or any organization that really instigated these people, and why did these people go ahead and bring down this poster, and after that, the disruption that happened there, the police trying to diffuse the situation, and also 2 communities coming together and coming at loggerheads initially, which started as a verbal fight, soon was leading towards an all-out riot. That's when the police decided to do a lathi charge. Now, while some of them were shutting their shutters and trying to leave that particular place, especially the shopkeepers, because the situation was pretty tense, Prem Singh was one among them. He pulled down his shutter and he was walking, and at that point in time he was stabbed. The police, of course, at this point in time are questioning the accused as to why this person was stabbed. Some of the details that we're getting is that in all likelihood, because he was sporting a tilak at that point in time, he was stabbed is some of the details that we're getting in. The police, of course, are yet to come on record to give us these details, and we're awaiting more clarity on this as it comes in.
Deepak, but has the police in black and white said that perhaps there is a connection between the Savarkar Tipu Sultan poster that erupted, in the very premises, very, very close to where his shop was, because it's right after his shop, outside his shop is where he was stabbed?
Well, the issue, of course, definitely began because of the Savarkar poster. It was very close to a masjid, and while a group of people from one particular community said that if Savarkar's poster can be put up, why not Tipu's poster? They tried to replace it there. That's when there were a few people from the Hindu groups who objected to it. That's when a clash began between the 2 groups as the police began to lathi charge. While they were dispersing from there, that's when this attack on Prem Singh has happened. He was not directly involved in any of the protests or the issue in itself. So he was a person who has got stabbed probably just because of his identity, and that's the concern, and that's what the police are right now investigating.
Okay, and what about this eyewitness? Have we been able to pick up more on where he was? Because, he seems to be in the know-how of what really happened, because he's very, very confident in the fact that, the moment he moved out of his shop just for spotting a tilak is how these attackers identified, perhaps what religion he belongs to. His identity was thereafter revealed as when he was attacked. That's the only reason, as per him.
Yes, my colleague who's on the ground bringing to us accounts of what the eyewitnesses, telling us, and of course they will be in a better position to give you the perspective that the eyewitness, of course, put out, and they would have seen what exactly happened, considering the fact that it was a tense situation in the streets of Shivamogga, especially around the Ahmad Circle there, where a lot of pelting was happening. There was lathi charge. The people trying to get at each other physically as well. So it was a tense situation. So him, Prem Singh, just getting out of his shop, trying to get home, closing down his shutters to ensure that he does not get injured, eventually got attacked in the melee. And the reason for the attack right now is being touted as because of his religion, because of the tilak that he was sporting. So these are the details that the police will definitely look into.
Yes, absolutely. This goes back to before Independence Day, when the Savarkar poster controversy first broke out at a mall, at a shopping mall in Shivamogga, and we know what happened thereafter. Deepak, 10 people were detained after this very episode. This latest controversy took a violent turn, and 4 of them have been arrested. Anything that you've been able to pick up on what's been revealed by those arrested, or anything that the police is stating in the latest?
Well, we've got the FIR copy, which of course narrates what we've already put out, some of the details. As of now, medical examination of the accused is underway. They'll be produced before a magistrate, where of course the police in brief will detail as to what they have said in their statement to the police at this point in time, and whether there is a confession by the accused as well. Because the police here say the accused number 1, Zabiullah, is the person who went ahead and stabbed this man. And more importantly, yesterday he was even shot at by the police because, allegedly he tried to attack the cops when they tried to, arrest him. So these are the initial details that we've got, and the police say other aspects about, an organization they belong to, or whether an organization or a political party instigated them to carry out, this protest of sorts, and the entire disturbance itself. These are, parts of the investigation, and they will only reveal it at a later stage, is what we've been told.
Yes, all right. So we're keeping a close watch on the ongoing investigations, but if this eyewitness to be believed, if he were really speaking the truth, then this is indeed worrisome, Deepak, because this very man, Prem, was then attacked for his identity. We're keeping a close watch on all the developments coming in. For the moment, thank you. We'll slip into a very short break.